Network presents Tennessee Football 86. Today, from Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, the Tennessee Volunteers host the Kentucky Wildcats in the annual Battle for the Beer Barrel. Tennessee Football 86 is brought to you by Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste. Everything else is just a light. By the Big Orange Ford dealers of Tennessee. By the Natural Gas Utilities and Pipeline Companies of Tennessee. By St. Mary's Medical Center in Knoxville, caring for you with total health care. And by First American, where banking is still a people business. Press box at Neyland Stadium. This will be its final game because immediately following the game, it will begin to be torn down to be replaced by a bigger and better press box after 24 years of service. And this series goes back even further than that. Tennessee and Kentucky have played more than Kentucky has played Tennessee more, vice versa, than anybody else on either team's schedule. So it is a traditional game, and Bill Anderson, traditionally a tough game.
It certainly is, John. We had a terrible time back in the days when we played. We went in favored and would wind up, we lost a couple of them while I was here. So you never know what the outcome of this game's going to be, irregardless of the record.
And talking about this year's teams, of course, Kentucky last week had a big win over Florida. These two teams, incidentally, have the longest winning streaks in the Southeastern Conference. Each has won 2 straight games. The quarterback for the Kentucky team is Bill Ransdell, and Ransdell just had an outstanding performance last week, 20 of 23, an SEC record.
To say the least. If he can do that today, of course, that's the key to it, ball control. When you're completing that higher percentage of your passes and you're throwing the ball control type passes, the shorter things. And I'm sure that's what they'll try to do today in order to keep the ball away from the Tennessee offense.
Kentucky with outstanding running backs in Higgs and Logan and Hunter and others as well. Now Tennessee, the Volunteers had a big game last week at Mississippi.
Probably their best game of the year, John. Of course, they've had their ups and downs over the year, and I think they kind of put it all together against Ole Miss. Francis had his best day of the year, and the offensive line, the defense played their best game all the way across the board. If they can play that well on both sides of the ball today, they certainly should be all right.
To the victor goes a bid to the Liberty Bowl.
A lot at stake. This is a great opportunity, really, for Tennessee. I think, an opportunity to turn the season around. If they can win this game, get a trip to Liberty Bowl, beat Vanderbilt, and have a big win in the Liberty Bowl, you've turned the whole season around.
And we'll be seeing it right here as Tennessee plays Kentucky, and you'll see the action coming up in just a moment. Here's elect to defer their decision to the second half, and Kentucky will be receiving. The Vols defending the south goal. Winds are listed as variable, whatever that means. And here's Revés with the kick coming downfield, and this will be Burbage. Change that, it's going to be Logan to the 30, out to the 35, and he returns the ball up close to the 40-yard line. So on the relatively short kickoff by Revés, Kentucky, Bill Anderson opens up with excellent field position.
Good field position, and that was kind of a hard ball to handle, but oftentimes you get some of your biggest run backs like that.
Kentucky has Ransdell, number 9 at quarterback. Higgs, the tailback, carries the ball, and he jostles forward for a couple of yards. He is from Owensboro, Kentucky. Blocking up front for Kentucky, Rotella, Myers, Lang, Dawson, Kunkel. The wide receivers, Pitts and Burbage. Tight end is Wheeler. And this will be Logan, the fullback, carrying the ball. And he crashes forward for about 3 more yards. And it's going to be third down and right at 2.5 yards to go. For Tennessee defending, linebackers Miller and Ziegler will take another look at the run by Logan.
Well, that's just a simple pitch with a lot of people out front trying to block. Kentucky has 3 excellent running backs, quick feet and good strength, and so they do a good job running with the football.
Kentucky trying for the first down. It's Logan carrying the ball, and I think he is a bit short of the first. We'll wait and see as they line it up. And Tennessee's Cedric Klein, number 30, has made his mind up. And it will be short of the first down as we'll take another look at the defensive stand by Tennessee on third down 2.
Well, they came off the ball, but Tennessee was able to get penetration through there and hit him before he could get in the hole. The back was just a little bit late getting to it.
In the middle, Brian Hunt for Tennessee, and coming up, Kelly Ziegler, who leads the balls and tackles with 80. So into punt will be Tizar, averaging 40 yards per punt this year. Tennessee nothing, Kentucky nothing. The punt block. That's 55. Brian Kimbrough. A struggle for the football. It will be Tennessee's on the block punt by Brian Kimbrough. From Dixon, Tennessee, Ziegler comes out of there with the ball, but the block is by Kimbrough.
Big break early for the Volunteers. Of course, he's taken a long time here to get that ball going, and orange shirts are everywhere. 2 or 3 people look like could have blocked that ball.
54 Jones, the man 55 made the block. What camera coverage there, right on
Great
the ball,
work.
right back. Outstanding. And it's Ziegler, as you see, 49 gets the ball, and Tennessee has it first down. And this will be Panuska, the senior tailback from Brick, New Jersey, carrying the ball through the right side of the line for the Vols. Tennessee blocks the first punt attempted by Kentucky. And Ziegler this time, who has gained 81 yards this year. Here's another look at that block. And there you'll see Kimbrough reaching out to deflect it. And Ziegler just waiting there for the ball to come down. And there's the catch.
They had a crowd there waiting for it to come down, John, and a crowd there that could have blocked it. Very slow getting the kickoff.
Tennessee has Jeff Francis at quarterback. Jim Miller, senior from Nashville, who's gained 67 yards this year, carries the ball over left guard. And it's going to be for Tennessee 3rd down and 4. Panuska got 2, and now Miller picks up 4. So on 3rd and 4, Tennessee, with Francis at quarterback. Slot set to the right. Looking to throw. Pass incomplete. Intended for Clint Scales, 87. The pass is incomplete. And so Kentucky has stopped Tennessee after the big block punt. And in will come Carlos Reves to attempt the field goal. And this will be, well, we'll say 46 yards. Holding Randy Sanders. 36, making it a 46-yard try by Reves. The kick is up. No, it's going to be off to the right. The kick is no good. So there's timeout on the field with the score. Tennessee nothing, Kentucky nothing. Tennessee, Kentucky nothing to nothing as the Volunteers missed the field goal try after the block punt, and this is Kentucky coming right back with the football and carrying the ball through the left side, and slanting forward is Logan. It was 1st and 10. It will now be 2nd down 7 at the Cat 43-yard line. Ransdell, the quarterback, and this is Logan through the left side. Logan is a senior from Lexington who has gained 503 yards this year. Burbage is the man in motion on virtually every play. Ransdell. It is incomplete. Pitts had it and came down on the ground and then lost possession, and they ruled that he did not have it long enough, Bill.
Yeah, it looked like he had made the completion. Of course, they're coming off the play action here again, just faking it in there. Logan setting up, and he's got good pass protection down the middle and trying to catch him coming all the way across. Looked like he made the catch, but he could not hold on to it. Good call.
The pass, that is a perfect call, and the pass is incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down as the senior from Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Bill Ransdell. 57% passer. Throws incomplete. Number 8, Victor Peppers, defending for Tennessee. He's a junior from Albany, New York, so Kentucky will be punting again.
Peppers does an excellent job on this pass. Of course, that's just a short drop, trying to hit the quick pass in there. Peppers playing right on top of him and comes across and slaps the ball away right here. Tough play to make it.
And Peppers made it, and so Kentucky will have Tizar into punt. 0-0 the score. The punt, block! Charles Kimbrough. Tennessee scampering. That's a live ball for Tennessee. There it is. Cleveland, touchdown, Big Orange.
Well, you don't see that often. 2 block punts in the first quarter of a ball game.
And Tennessee with the second block punt. The first one was blocked by Brian Kimbrough, and this one, I think it was Charles Kimbrough. Let's take another look. That's who it is, Charles Kimbrough, number 82. And here you'll see them bouncing the ball around, Bill.
Well, everybody's trying to get a hold of it, and it takes a good bounce here. Cleveland comes in. He bobbles it a little bit, but it bounces right up in his hands, and he takes it into the end zone.
And we say so often, the coverage by our camera people just, well, there's none better in the nation, that's all. The kick by Reveiz is up, and the kick by Reveiz is good. And Tennessee leads by a score of 7-0. You'll see the names of the camera people, and of course that goes for the entire production crew. The camera people are the ones most noticeable, and here we go to the sideline, and there you'll see that blocked punt by 82. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
hot potato,
7, and the seventh man finally is Cleveland, who picks it up on the second skip and carries it in for the touchdown. So 2 blocked punts, and Tennessee gets a touchdown out of it. Let's take another look. Yes, a clean block by Charles Kimbrough from Mobile, Alabama. Well, that's tough, Bill.
Well, yeah.
It's tough in slow motion, much less.
Much less as fast as it happens. It's live action.
And so Cleveland ends up with a touchdown, and Tennessee jumps on top of Kentucky. The winner will get a bid, it is reported, to the Liberty Bowl game, which will be played December 29 in Memphis. Reveiz, who added the extra point to make it 7-0, will be kicking off. And back deep will be Burbage, along with Logan for Kentucky. It's 7-0 Tennessee. Here's the kick. And it is aimed toward and received by Burbage. Now to the 20. Breaks a tackle. Burbage with the football. Burbage is finally tackled. Number 30 Klein is there, and number 8 Peppers. But Burbage, who has been an outstanding kickoff and punt returner for the Cats during his career, shows you exactly why.
Well, they set the wall up here going up the right side. Tennessee really, they've got 2 people there. One blocker kind of takes both of them, 2 orange shirts out of it, and as he cuts back across the green, had pretty good running room, but the pursuit gets him from behind.
So Kentucky, trailing 7-0, has the ball, and this is Higgs. Oh, and Higgs is met and stood up. That's Cedric Klein. He, a freshman from Loudon, Tennessee, playing in that defensive secondary.
That's the way to hit there, John. That is an excellent shot. Klein coming up. We can get a replay here, and you can see Klein come up in there, puts his hat right in the middle of him, and takes him back. That's the way to play defense.
Kentucky trailing 7-0 as Ramsdale surveys Tennessee's defensive alignment. Oh, Tennessee is there again, stacking Ivy, Joe Hunter, Ziegler, Gordon. Another look.
The defense is doing a good, excellent job getting penetration. A lot of orange shirts there, John. They're getting after Kentucky, coming across the ball. You can see here you have 2 orange shirts right there. Both conversion, good hit.
So Kentucky will have a 3rd down long. Tennessee using a lot of people defensively. Both Kimbroughs have played. Brian and Charles, Dale Jones, Tyrone Robinson, outside linebackers. Ramsdale sizing it up. Keeper, Ramsdale running, and he fights through and picks up 3, 4, maybe 5 yards. But then he's tackled as Terry Brown, number 14, is over there. 65, Robbie Scott, a senior from Decatur.
Looks like they've made a mistake here. Ramsdale wanted, I think there was some confusion. That looked like a broken play, but Ramsdale pulls it down, tries to make the most of it, and picks up a little bit of yardage.
So it will be 4th down, and Cesar, who has had 2 of 3 punt attempts blocked, gets this one away. And Thomas Woods for Tennessee sees the ball skip out of bounds, as it does. That's the end of the first quarter with the score Tennessee 7, Kentucky 0. The quarterback from Mount Prospect, Illinois. Sophomore, looking to throw. Setting up, long pass downfield is intercepted, Kentucky. The interception by Tony Mays, and that will be his 4th of the year for the senior from Paintsville. And he made that one very, very well indeed, Bill Anderson.
He comes back off with a little bit of a play action there. Good job up front of the offensive line. The throw is not bad, but the defender has perfect position and rides it all the way in, taking the ball away.
The interception by Mays. Let's go to the end zone for the third look.
Good look here. You can see the ball. He has inside position on the receiver all the way down and just goes up and takes the ball away.
It was intended for Anthony Miller of Tennessee. The pass incomplete, so Kentucky on the interception for the touchback starts at the 20. Ransdell. Duck. Running. Ransdell out close to the 30-yard line. Play started at the 20. Ziegler made the tackle on him, but Ransdell, who Tennessee fans and certainly Kentucky fans will recall in the game in 1985 in Lexington, played really hurt the entire game. He's much more mobile in this contest. The record-setting passer career-wise for Kentucky, and here he becomes a runner.
Well, he came out there on a bootleg with one receiver out to the backside, but he had Dale Jones in his face just as soon as he looked up, so he had no chance to get the pass off.
For Kentucky, after the pass interception, it will be second down, a yard to go, and Higgs tries the right side. He's got the first down before there is 52 for Tennessee, who, of course, is the linebacker Milton Gordon. First down 10, Kentucky, trailing in the game 7-0. Higgs this year has gained 461 yards. Ivy Joe Hunter 593, and Mark Logan 503 yards. Higgs up to cover. That looked to be Terry Brown, and that's who it was on the stop of Higgs. Mark Higgs on the first down play picks up about 3.
Well, Kentucky's going with 2 tight ends. Just a simple pitch going to the outside. Higgs has good speed. He's able to turn the corner and pick up the yardage.
Kentucky second down 7, trailing in the game by a score of 7-0 in the second quarter. Higgs. It's Higgs for the first down, battled down by McDaniels. But there you see the power of diminutive Mark Higgs. He's only 5'7", weighs 190, quick feet. And that time he just got the leverage and takes it for the first down.
Oh, great move right there, John. You can see him cut back. Really, the play was going off the left side. There was nothing there. He did that on his own. He was able to get outside, back away from the floor a little bit, and pick up the yardage.
Tennessee in all orange, as you see in this game, with the orange football pants. Ransdell on first down. Higgs scampers forward. And you'll see the mark of the ball where the knee touched the ground first. Kentucky last week, as we'll take another look, Bill.
Well, Higgs just coming off the top of the eye there. The flow starts. He tries to cut it back against the flow a little bit. Not much running room in there.
Gordon made the initial contact. Ransdell in trouble. He's tackled. Charles Davis, the free safety. Milton Gordon, the linebacker. Last week, Kentucky maintained possession in its victory over Florida. 41 minutes to 19 for Florida, and Kentucky's controlling the ball in the second quarter.
Well, Tennessee's coming across. Good penetration here. They're coming after him, John. He's really doesn't have that much depth. He's wanting to throw it quick, and Tennessee is after him quick. A lot of orange shirts there.
So for Kentucky, after Ransdell is dropped, it will be third down and 9. Ransdell being pressured. Will run with the football. He escapes, and it's Ransdell knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It appeared once more that Ransdell had been trapped. He escapes, goes 16 yards, and it's a first down.
Outstanding job of getting out of this trap. Tennessee's coming in there. They got the twist there, the stunt. They've got him. Orange shirts all around. He cuts back and kind of just outruns a couple right there and makes it around the corner to pick up nice yardage.
Ransdell, that's Peppers who bumps him out of bounds, but it's a first down for the Wildcats, trailing 7-0 at the Tennessee 35-yard line. Ivy Joe Hunter, 91 is hobby for Tennessee. You saw him, and 49, Ziegler. There's a penalty marker down on this play.
That's just the power toss again. Ivory Joe Hunter is a little bigger, a little taller than the other backs back there with Logan. 3 good running backs that Kentucky has.
Head coach Jerry Claiborne, a Kentucky alumnus, highly successful head coach. First at Virginia Tech, then at Maryland, then back to his alma mater. Referee James Harper tells you that Kentucky is guilty of clipping. Draw, Logan, twisting, turning, bumped down by Kramer, number 1, after being slowed by Gordon.
Logan on the carry.
Logan picks up on the play right at 9 yards.
Good call by Kentucky. They're trying to slow down the blitz. Tennessee coming after the quarterback. You can see what quick feet and good balance Logan has. He's a darter.
Kentucky, 2nd down, 13. Keep in mind, Kentucky had it at the 35, then was penalized for clipping. Ransdell. It's complete. Fine catch. That was Wheeler who made the catch. The tight end. And Kentucky will have it 3rd down. 9 yards to go. Higgs. Well, he did not make the first down as Tennessee stacks him up after a gain of a couple. It's 4th down and 7. And into the game for Kentucky will come Joe Worley, who is successful on 14 of 21 field goal tries. Another look.
Well, you can see him try to cut back against the grain, but Tennessee's done a good job stacking it up in there. He just got tripped up in the pile.
Worley has missed one from 53. This one will be right at 50. As you can follow it through, and it will be good by Worley. There's time out on the field with the score. Tennessee 7, Kentucky 3. Defensive effort. And Kentucky controlling the ball, so Tennessee's defense getting a lot of chances. Pass complete. That's Tim Jones. Running that route through the middle, and it's Ransdell on target.
Ransdell again comes with a little bit of a sprint out, trying to get away from the pass rush a little bit. He has good time this time and catches him coming right across on the crossing pattern behind the linebackers.
Charles Davis and Terry Brown there on the tackle. Kentucky 5-4-1. Tennessee 4-5 as far as the season's records are concerned. Ransdell looks it over. That fake to the tailback. Rolling out. Will run again. And it's Ransdell edging the ball forward. Kentucky seems to be sliding into a pattern. It's Ransdell carrying the first time for 2 yards, then a pass to Jones for 19, then this keeper. A gain of close to 9 yards on the play by the senior from Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Tennessee's obviously doing a good job downfield, John, on many occasions here. Ransdell has had time to throw the ball, but he can't find anybody open down there.
It's 7-3 with Tennessee on top nearing the end of the first half, and Tennessee's only had the ball 1 possession. Pass is complete, but out of bounds. That's Burbage, Cornell Burbage, with a great reception. There simply was not enough real estate, Bill.
Well, he comes with a little play action again, and he's sprinting out, getting away from the rush a little bit, buying a little bit more time. He makes an excellent throw, about the only place he can put it to keep it away from the defender. Burbage has great hands. That's really a super catch, but unfortunately he wasn't able to catch it inbound.
I assume they rule he did not have possession. In college football, if you have 1 foot in bounds, it's complete, but the official had a perfect view. Kentucky, handoff, pounding. This will be Murray. Andy Murray, who's the fullback, a freshman from Louisville. He carries for a gain of 6 yards, and that will be enough for a first down for the Cats. Ransdell asked for the timeout. Tennessee, well, let's see. Tennessee's actually had possession twice. We said once earlier. 1 play, Tennessee threw for the interception. The first play here, diving forward Murray. Gets a couple of yards on the play. Knocked down by Robinson and Scott. Then Kentucky marched downfield 80 yards in 11 plays to a field goal. Another look at the run, Bill.
Well, you can see a good penetration coming in there. There's no place really for him to go. He just tried to jump over and pick up a little bit of yardage.
Fred Bennett, 95 at the bottom of the stack. Higgs butted out of bounds. There's Klein for Tennessee. The Volunteers using a lot of people on defense already. Kimbrough and Kimbrough, then Scott, Hobby, Whitehead, Hunt, Bennett, Klein in the defensive secondary. It's a third down. And Higgs got a first down and then some. Straight up the middle goes Higgs for a 9-yard gain. And a first down.
Get a shot from down here. He had pretty good hold that time, Johnny. Come off the top of the eye, and you can see some good running there. Makes a little bit of a cutback and jumps over an arm or two there and picks up some nice yardage.
So Mark Higgs carrying the ball for Kentucky now. 11 carries, 48 yards, and it's a first down for the Wildcats. Higgs.
They love to get to the ball on that quick toss, trying to get him outside. But because of his quickness and speed, get him to the corner. If he can make the cut up the field, he can really cause some problems. Tennessee's been able to contain him pretty well so far.
But Kentucky controls the football. Higgs knocked down by Bennett. And so Higgs now has carried the ball 1, 2, 3, 4 straight times. Another look at this run.
Higgs, of course, all three of the Kentucky running backs, John, they're strong, they're quick, and they can run to get to the outside and have good speed, but they run it well inside, too. Good strength.
Third down, Ransdell pumping to throw, and trouble. The pass is incomplete. It was intended for Higgs, and Gordon was defending him. And Ransdell was heavily pressured as he released the pass, and you'll see it right here.
Well, he's rolling out trying to get away from it, and he has it right in his face before he can do anything. That's just a desperation toss to get rid of the football.
So here will be to attempt the field goal, and it will be relatively short. About a 30-yarder. And there's, well, he just missed it. He just missed it. And it is no good. That's the end of the first half with a score, Tennessee 7, Kentucky 3.
This buzz for all.
And as the Volunteers play Kentucky, 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Tennessee Football 86 on the UTV network. Tennessee's women's basketball coach, Pat Head Summitt, who was the coach of the 1984 United States Olympic gold medal basketball team, completing a 750-mile torch run by the University of Tennessee Alumni Association. 700 alumni have participated in it, and the last one to bring the torch down the corridor formed by the Pride of the Southland Band to the playing of Chariots of Fire, quite appropriately, is Pat Head Summitt. We'll be back with the second half of today's game in just one moment.
Of the UTV network is sponsored in part by the Atlanta Big Orange Club.
Kentucky stops Tennessee. They're marching for 2 straight first downs. Back to throw Ransdell on 3rd and 3. It is intercepted. McDaniel. Terry McDaniel with the interception. And this is he looking for running room. He's got great speed. He's hemmed in. He's tackled. But Tennessee comes up with a turnover. Terry McDaniel, who intercepted a pass against Ole Miss a week ago, intercepts one here. And the injured player for Kentucky is Prince. And Bill Anderson, he took quite a shot on a block in the open field. Perhaps we'll see it.
McDaniel has single coverage out there. He plays it perfectly, John. He has the inside position, goes up, takes the ball away. And as he turns it back now, slips a little bit, trying to get headed back up the field. There's a block right there. You got a glimpse of it, but that was a ferocious block.
And another one right there by Kramer, as once you get that running back against the grain, people can peel back and hit from the blind side. Tennessee's got the football as Kentucky is stopped. The Volunteers lead by a score of 7-3 in the third quarter. Francis. Pass. Complete. That's Howard. Howard makes the catch for a 9-yard gain. Now, Bill, at halftime, you suggested what? That Tennessee might think about just running at Kentucky out of this defense.
Well, I think they've started doing that a little more. Of course, the swing pass has been good to them all day. It's been there. They send 2 wide outs deep to clear the area, and then Howard coming out of the backfield on the short route, catching it in front of the linebackers. That's been a good play for them.
Tennessee leading 7-3. It's second down, a yard to go. The ball shifts the tailback. Keith Davis has not really played that much, not 100%, of course, following the early season injury. But crashing forward for the first down is William Howard. So now Howard has carried the ball in the game 10 times for 34 yards. He leads Tennessee in rushing this year. One of the leaders in the conference. 541 yards. Vando Davis. Vando Davis. Vando Davis, the freshman from Wilmington, Delaware. Scooting forward for a gain on the play of close to 20 yards. He got to the corner and got the block and carries it downfield.
He gets a key block right here. You can see it right there. Right, turn the corner right there by Howard. He makes a quick cut, cuts it back inside. Nice run.
And so Tennessee marching downfield. I think that was John Gruen, the guard on the right side, number 75, who made the block. And so it will be Tennessee first down, running right. Here again, Tennessee running straight ahead. This time it's Howard crashing forward for a gain on the play of right at 3 yards. Tennessee has picked up its 8th first down of the football game. Tennessee at the 28-yard line at the Cats, leading 7-3. Vando down to the 28-yard line there. He's knocked down. Vando Davis has carried the ball now 36 times for 194 yards this year. Another look.
Tennessee's taking it right at him now, John, with the running game. Good. He breaks an arm tackle there, Vando, and not a whole lot of running room in there, but he picks up some nice yardage.
Eric Still, and it could have been Still who made the big block earlier. That was he making the block there. Eric Still is a freshman from Germantown, and Tennessee's Jeff Francis, counting the clock down to 0, made the timeout call just before the play clock got there. So Tennessee will have it at the 28-yard line, first down. Howard, not a whole lot, maybe 3 yards. And for Tennessee, it will be second down, leading 7-3. 75 back into the football game, Bruin. 79 Still. 76 Galbraith. 50 is Hibbett. The offensive line. 66 Kirk. Tennessee center. Vando Davis this time slashes through the left side. Ball pops free. Tennessee jumps on top of it, but it is ruled that his forward progress was stopped anyway. Howard came out with the ball. Let's take another look.
Kentucky played this one pretty well. Not a whole lot of running room there. It looked like there's a little confusion on the blocking assignments, but not a lot of running room.
3-yard gain for Tennessee. It will be second down. 7 yards to go deep in Kentucky territory as the Vols have marched from the 31-yard line after the pass interception. Howard. This is Howard banging forward. Howard carrying 13 carries and even 50 yards. And look at this block out front by Jim Miller.
Good block there. Miller made the key block, John. And of course, Big Howard coming off the top of the eye there. He's a heavy load to bring down. And Tennessee going just right at Kentucky. The defense Kentucky's been playing, laying off a little bit with their linebackers as the defensive end.
So Tennessee's got a first down, and a penalty marker is down on the play. It was 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line, but Tennessee, I think somebody moved on the right side of the line. Let's get the signal from the referee. He'll indicate if it's illegal procedure. That's what it is. So Tennessee has it first down and 15. Leading 7-3. Kentucky stays in that 4-man front. Francis looking, passing downfield. Gives it! Touchdown! Joey Clinkscale.
Good throw and good catch.
Tennessee's offense gets a touchdown to go with the touchdown scored by the defense. blocking a punt back in the first half, and here you'll see Francis to the ever-dependable Joey Clinkscale.
Now, Joey had single coverage out there, and he just went up. Francis lofted the ball up, put a pretty high arch on it, and Joey went up and took the ball away from him.
So Clinkscales, who had just a superlative game against Ole Miss, picks up a touchdown here, and Reveiz is on to attempt the extra point. Well, it is not a thing of beauty, but it does count. It's good. There's time out on the field with the score Tennessee 14, Kentucky 3.
When you're choosing a bank,
He now leads Kentucky by a score of 14-3 as Kentucky comes with a pass complete. That's Burbage making the catch from Ransdell. And so Kentucky, which following Tennessee's touchdown had moved out to a third down situation. Here you see it out of the shotgun. Third down and 14, and look at this pass and look at this catch.
Well, good pass protection that time by Kentucky's offensive line. Burbage has been the key man that Ransdell likes to go to.
He is an outstanding receiver. And this is Kentucky running with the ball, and rambling forward comes Ivy Joe Hunter, sophomore tailback from Gainesville, Florida. And Kentucky, which trailed 14-3 and seems stymied, now is moving with the ball. They've gone for 24, now for 15 on the run.
Get a little bit of a look here. Hunter is the bigger of the three backs, John, and he has good speed also. But he's a big, tall boy, about 6'2" or 3, and excellent running back.
Ransdell back to throw. Sack. Dale Jones, senior, playing his last game at Deland Stadium. He elected as a captain of the 1986 Volunteers along with Bruce Wilkerson and Joey Clinkscale.
Ransdell's going to be sore tomorrow, I think. He said Tennessee's been doing a good job covering the receivers downfield, and also when he pulled it down, he's been taking some pretty good licks. Jones is after him, and there he goes.
Jones got there first, and coming from the other side, I'm not sure who that was. It could have been Tennessee's Tracy Hayworth. Ransdell. It is complete. Eric Pitts comes back to make a diving catch of the ball. Keep in mind, Kentucky had a long distance for the first down. Let's take another look at this catch.
You can see here, he has a lot of time back here. He moves around back there. Tennessee only coming with 4 down linemen, but Tennessee is obviously doing a great job downfield because he has to finally find the short man.
Pitts comes back to make the catch for 7. It's third down, 13. Ransdell pass complete, and that will be enough for the first down. Burbage with a catch, 14 yards, and what a job this senior is doing. From Lexington, his 24th catch of the year, and look at this one.
He just runs a turnout here, but he knows just where the yard marker is. Look what a great catch. He dragged one foot, he maybe got them both in, but made an excellent catch.
And so it's a first down for Kentucky at the Volunteer 32-yard line. Tennessee leads by a score of 14-3 in the third quarter. In a tailback now for Kentucky is Greg Baker, a sophomore, who slants off the left side of the line and picks up close to 5 yards before Ziegler wraps him up. 2nd and 5. Kentucky moving around as Ransdell gets them set, then asks for a timeout, but I'm not so sure a penalty marker is down. And it could be. It was a delay of game, so Kentucky draws the 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down and 10. Kentucky has used a timeout. Tennessee with a blitz. Ransdell to throw the ball deep down into the end zone. It is incomplete. Burbage again with a spectacular catch.
Well, no doubt he's his favorite receiver, but he can come up. He has tremendous hands. I haven't seen. He's come up with some outstanding catches. And look, this is very close, but with great camera work going in there. Makes a one-hander, but he couldn't get his foot in bounds.
He clearly comes down with the lead foot on the out-of-bounds marker, so he's out of bounds. And here, Ransdell uses a second timeout. Kentucky trails in the game 14-3 in the third quarter, and the Cats have already used 2 of their 3 second-half timeouts. But Ransdell did not like what he saw, so here's the pitch, and it's Higgs. And Higgs is down in the grasp of Darren Miller. Miller, a junior from Flemington, New Jersey, who's made 66 tackles this year and has played hurt, has missed at least one game and the better part of 3, as a matter of fact. There you see Darren Miller.
Excellent pursuit all the way across the front. Tennessee's confusing Kentucky a little bit, changing their defenses up in there, with excellent pursuit and good penetration.
So it's 4th down, and here will be Worley in to attempt a field goal of 49 yards. Jones holds. There's the kick. It's long enough, and it is straight enough and good. So Worley kicks the extra point, the field goal, and it is now Tennessee leading 14-6. So it becomes a 1-possession game for a potential tie, and that would, of course, cause some uneasiness, perhaps is the word, among Liberty Bowl officials who are attending the game. The winner will receive a bid to the Liberty Bowl. If it's a tie, then they'll have to have a committee meeting. Here's the kick. It's Miller for Tennessee after the field goal, and Anthony Miller rips upfield on the return. One of the leading kickoff returners in the Southeastern Conference, Anthony Miller, who's drawn double coverage pretty much from the outset in this game as far as his pass receiving is concerned. Howard. Fumble, Kentucky. Well, Bill, we had just said that Kentucky is in a 1-possession game, and one play later, Mike Pallotta has recovered a William Howard fumble. 3rd turnover by the Vols, and Kentucky is right back in business.
Oh, Howard gets good blocking, getting around the corner here, John, but there you can see he could have turned him upside down. Oh, the ball came loose quick. He came down right on his head, but a big break for the Wildcats.
So Kentucky trailing 14-6. The hit was by Gardner, the recovery by Pallotta, and there you see the ball as Ransdell setting up. There's the pass, complete. Kentucky down to the 20 and on to the 18-yard line for the catch. The catch is made by Kentucky's tight end, Pennington from Corbin, Kentucky, a sophomore, and the Wildcats are moving with that football, trailing by a score of 14-6. Another look.
Ransdell moving around all the time back there, and he finally finds his tight end over there open, but Tennessee's defense has been able to keep him on the move pretty much all afternoon.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, Tennessee 14, Kentucky 6. Underway. The catch is made by Kentucky's tight end, Pennington from Corbin, Kentucky, a sophomore, and the Wildcats are moving with that football, trailing by a score of 14-6. Another look.
Ransdell moving around all the time back there, and he finally finds his tight end over there open, but Tennessee's defense has been able to keep him on the move pretty much all afternoon.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score, Tennessee 14, Kentucky 6. Underway, Tennessee stops Kentucky as we now move towards the north end on 2 downs, and so the Cats on 4th down, trailing by 14-6. Get Worley in, and he'll be trying for a field goal that is up, and it is good. So Kentucky, which trailed 14-3, now has pulled to within 5 points as the Liberty Bowl is hanging in the balance, and the Wildcats have come battling back. And Worley, who's been successful on 3 of 5 field goal tries in this game, on the year now he's 17 of 22, will be kicking off to the Volunteers. Anthony Miller moving the ball forward, and Tennessee will have it at the 25-yard line. It will be 1st down and 10. And it, as always, the Kentucky-Tennessee game seems to be an unusual, tight, intense struggle, even when the score might expand late in the game. Here's Francis for Tennessee. Ripping the pass, it's caught. That's Jim Miller who pulls it down. Doesn't get much, around 6 yards. And Tennessee will have it 2nd down and 4.
This is the swing action, swing play again. Of course, there the defender comes up and kind of takes the lane away from Francis. He has to step up and just dump it off out in the flat.
Miller now on the season, 3 catches for 26 yards. Jeff Francis at quarterback for Tennessee. Keith Davis pierces for three, then is shoved back. And you can see there those Tennessee fans who've seen Keith Davis play. He just doesn't have 100% build.
No, John, but he still plays some excellent football. This has been a really hard-hitting, typical Tennessee-Kentucky game.
Davis went out with an injury in the first game. Courageous young junior, but just not at 100%. Pass complete. Clinkscale. What a catch and a big, big third down play. Francis to Clinkscales for the first down on third down 3.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, John, Kentucky's been doubling Miller on the other side almost every play. Clinkscales had the man coverage, and they've been going to him. That was a big play and an excellent, just a simple route, but good pass protection enabling him to get the ball to him.
And it keeps the drive alive as Tennessee has it first down at the 43-yard line of the Volunteers. A gain of 10 on that pass. Vando Davis cuts to the inside, and there you see him going underneath 2 or 3 defenders and picks up 4 yards. It will be second down and 6. In the game now, Vando Davis, 5 carries, 439 yards. Tennessee leading 14-9 in the final period. Vando Davis, first down and then some. A 10-yard scamper by the freshman. Vando Davis. And the Volunteers have a first down.
Well, there's some good blocking right in there. Open a nice hole for Vando, John. He makes a good cut and turns it inside. It's pretty good quickness, but the offensive line right there, you can see, opened a nice hole.
Miller and Galbraith, people blocking. 25 Miller, 76 Galbraith. And Tennessee's got a first down at the Cat 42, leading 14-9. Kentucky has scored 6 straight points on 2 field goals. Big run this time. That's Jim Miller blasting forward for 8 yards. Miller, who has done an outstanding job throughout his career as a blocker, shows some running ability right here.
They just start the power play off of the left side. Miller cuts it back against the grain and picks up some good yardage.
And also a clip on the umpire, as a matter of fact. Second down. Vando to the outside. Vando Davis. Vando Davis is shirt sleeves down, but he's got a first down. As Davis turns the right side for 15 big ones. In 7 carries, he's now got 65 yards.
A little bit of a misdirection, but mostly Vando just speed, gets it to the outside, and is able to turn it upfield. A little cross action with the backs to influence the linebackers.
Downfield, Thomas Woods leading the interference for the Vols. First down at 10 as it's moved forward to the 19-yard line. Tennessee leading 14-9. Not a whole lot there for Vando Davis this time. Maybe 3 yards. Tennessee 14, Kentucky 9 in the final period as these teams battle for the beer barrel, which is the traditional prize to the victor, and also for a bid to the Liberty Bowl. Something special this year. This is Howard banging into Todd Kirk, the center out front leading the blocking. And it's Howard ramming straight ahead for the Vols. 4 yards on the play. There you see Kirk feeling the power of Tennessee's William Howard. So it's a third down. Tennessee leading 14-9. The pass complete. Clinkscale. Give him 6. Touchdown. Joey Clinkscale. Give him 12. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
This is just a simple out there, not just a hitch, really. Not just drop back 1, 2, 3 and fire on the quick hitch. Joey makes a catch, just a great move on the corner and dances in the end zone.
As Bays came over to cover, he lost his footing on the play, and credit Clinkscales for putting the good move on him. And so Clinkscales has a touchdown, and Tennessee pulls ahead 20-9. That was a big, big 75-yard drive. Sanders holding. Reve's kicking. It's up, and the kick is good. Tennessee leading by a score of 21-9, and let's take another look at Francis to Clinkscale.
Just a quick hitch, single coverage out there to Clinkscale. He makes the catch, has time to look at the defender, gives him a little juke. He slips down. Nobody there. Dance in.
Joey Clinkscale, co-captain of the Volunteers. There's time out of the field with a score: Tennessee 21, Kentucky 9. Kentucky and the Wildcats now working almost completely out of the shotgun, and this time the pass is caught. That's Ransdell throwing, and pulling it down upfield was Murray. And Murray moves on forward. Let's take another look.
Ransdell, of course, Kentucky's behind in the game. Poor field position back here. The defense can get after him a little bit more. That's when the defense has a good time playing, John. But he finds the man open and gets it to him.
But it's short of the first down, as you see. And Kentucky will have it. Murray straight ahead. He's got a first down for the Cats. That's first down number 15. Murray in 5 carries has picked up 21 yards. The ball's on top, 21-9. Ransdell out of the shotgun. The pass, it's complete. Eric Pitts makes the catch for the Cats. On the year, Pitts has caught 20 passes. That's his second in this game.
Tennessee's only coming with the down lineman rushing. Kentucky's doing a good job keeping him out on this particular play. Catches the man coming across the middle. He's wrapped up as soon as the ball gets there.
Charles Davis makes the stop for Tennessee. On the year, Davis has made 69 tackles coming into this game. Ransdell out of the shotgun. Tennessee coming with pressure. Pass downfield is incomplete. Pitts again, the intended receiver. Peppers covering for Tennessee. And so Kentucky will have it third down. Ransdell across the middle, complete. Grabbed on a little drag route by Pennington. As Pennington makes the catch. For a gain of 9, it will be third down and 2. We said third earlier. It was actually second down. Here's the pass.
Kentucky has just dumped it off there in front of the linebacker. Tennessee was coming with the 4-down lineman, dropping the linebackers deep, and they just dumped it off in front of the linebacker.
It is not a first down. That's all that Kentucky needs to keep this drive moving, trailing 21-9 in the fourth period. Ransdell. Long count. They're unbalanced to the right side. Now they really overload that way. And there's a breakdown, and Tennessee is there with Ziegler. And also they're defending for the Volunteers, Marion Hobby.
Looked like that might have been an audible that time. Of course, they were coming late, and there's a mix-up in the assignment somewhere. He tries to get it hand off, but Tennessee has a penetration. Ziegler's across and Hobby, and they just wrap him up.
74 Hunt comes to help out, but now Kentucky will have it fourth down and 2. And the Wildcats, of course, trailing 21-9 in the fourth quarter. They're going, well, it's a little more than 2, closer to 3, so they're going to go for the first down. Out of the shotgun. Ransdell looking to throw, in trouble. Sack! 54, Dale Jones. 90, Marion Hobby. But Dale Jones with his third sack in this game.
Tennessee's really coming with the pressure. They have a stun inside there with the lineman with Hobby. He comes free. He's the first one there, and then Jones follows up on it at a big sack.
So the pressure from Hobby, and then it's cleaned up by Dale Jones, so they'll each get a portion of the sack, and Tennessee stops Kentucky. That was a fourth down try, as we mentioned. The Volunteers to the ball, nothing there, stuffing up in the middle. This is Jim Miller, but he didn't know it. He kept scrambling forward, but his forward progress was stopped for no gain. Tennessee leading by a score of 21-9 over the Wildcats of Kentucky. Miller's had an outstanding career. A lot of seniors for Tennessee have played very, very well. Southeastern Conference champions last year. It looks like 4 straight bowl trips. This will be Jim Miller again, and he lunges forward for a gain of 8 yards on the play. Concluding their career for Tennessee, Jim Asman, Charles Benton, Terry Brown, Charles Davis, Sam Grady, Tim Hendricks, Johnny Hibbett, Anthony Howard, Jim Miller, Pete Panuska, Carlos Revés, Orlando Reyes, Tyrone Robinson, Robbie Scott, Darrell Smith, Mike Villa, and the captains Wilkerson, Klink, Scales, and Jones. Third down Tennessee, leading 21-9, counting the clock down. And you see Francis is just taking all the time he can. Pitch will go to Howard at the corner. Breaks it, Howard, 25-20, he's on his way. He will go into the end zone. Touchdown, William Howard. William Howard scoring his 12th touchdown of the year. And once, Bill, he broke the line. He was all by himself.
Free sailing. Kentucky is coming up trying to play the run tough, and he got the block at the corner to get the crack, and once he popped through there, it's goodbye.
So that run by Howard will incidentally be his longest run of the season, 33 yards for a touchdown. And here is Revés to attempt the extra point, which would be Tennessee's 28, and it is good. The Volunteers lead by a score of 28-9. Howard in 16 carries in this game has 85 yards, and he has over 30 yards in pass reception. Another look at William Howard.
Just a toss. Now there's some great blocking right there. Miller inside right there makes the key block, and then Howard bounces outside of it. There's nobody there.
How many times Jim Miller has made a key block throughout his career?
He makes the big one here. John, we got another look at it. You can go in and see. He makes the last one right there, and then Howard's able to pop it outside, and nobody can touch him.
On his way to a touchdown, and the Volunteers on their way to Memphis. The final score, Tennessee 28, Kentucky 9. We'll be back with interviews from the Ball locker room after these messages from your local sponsors.
Johnny Majors after the Volunteers close out the home slate. Big win against Kentucky. Congratulations.
Every game's a big one against Kentucky, Bob, and any time that you don't think that's a special victory, you ought to not be wearing an orange shirt of coaching to Tennessee. That was a very fine victory, in my opinion, from every standpoint. And I'm awfully proud of our football team from every standpoint. From where we came from early in the season, we've definitely made a lot of progress in the last month. That's a tribute to the assistant coaches who are working with them and the young men we have on our football field. We have some more people out there practicing, and it's looked better on the practice field, and they hung in there. The defense had it hung in there for us the first half. They kept us alive, kept us on top. The offense sputtered quite a bit. But the second half of the offense put it together well, as well as the defense. So our kicking, offense, and defense, it was a team victory. And I'm very proud of the entire group. I'm extremely proud.
You hadn't blocked a punt all season, and you blocked 2 in the first quarter.
Well, that certainly helped us, didn't it? Without that, we would have been touch and go probably to the last few minutes of the ball game. And the kicking game, I felt like the kicking game could be an edge for us this week. And I felt like we had to win it to win the ball game.
Did they show you something that opened up the kicking for the block punts? Obviously, they did something you saw.
Well, we have a punt blocker ready for each team. Sometimes we've been close a few times, but we haven't gotten any. And we work on the punt block as well as the return every week. And this is the best we've penetrated. And it was just a good job on our defense's part. Maybe Kentucky had a missed assignment or two. I'd have to see the film about that. But we certainly came very clear of the last one.
Pressure on Ransdale today was obviously key. You sacked him 8 times and really kept him running most of the afternoon.
Well, again, we've had more people out there to get some things done, execute our defenses better. And that's been very helpful. And our confidence level is better. And some people well and aren't as bruised up. And a few young people making progress. We did put a lot of pressure on Ransdale. That was a big difference. After his great day against Florida, that was a tremendous difference, and I think, in the entire ball game.
Offense kept hanging in there, and finally Francis and Klink, Scales, your clutch receiver, come up with 2 big catches.
Yes, we weren't too sharp the first half of our passing, but we tried to open up. But we felt like we could test them deep, and it didn't work. Well, then we came back and picked at them a few times, and our running game picked up. But Joey Klink, Scales was at his best today, without a doubt. And Jeff Francis he's just done awfully well as a sophomore quarterback.
You got to feel happy for the seniors, too, closing out on a good note. Charles Davis, an interception, and some of the big seniors. Dale Jones had a couple of big plays.
You're that blame right. If you'd have seen what I saw, we moved out with the seniors early, right as they were in stop when they played the national anthem. And Dale Jones was at the front of that fence looking out with tears in his eyes. And about half of those people, as they passed me to be introduced, had tears in their eyes. And you could tell that they were letting it sink through and trying to really relish the moment of their last time to run on the field at Shields Watkins Field for a game. It was very touching.
And they came out with a victory. Now the Liberty Bowl situation, where does that stand right now?
Well, we've been officially extended an invitation to the Liberty Bowl, and we've accepted. And I'd like to say something about that, as I mentioned before. We have not looked past Vanderbilt or anybody else. We can't afford to. Our team's made progress the last few weeks. We're playing better. We've taken nothing for granted. But if I have to make a decision at this time based on optimism or pessimism, I'm going to always make the optimistic reason, because we can be good for our program. We'll have extra practice time for our young people. Plus, we're improving. And we'll have a tough game next week against Vanderbilt. They're our in-state rival. I've always appreciated that rivalry. I've respected it. And we're not looking past them one iota. And frankly speaking, I told the Liberty Bowl, if we don't beat Vanderbilt, you can take it back if you want to. But we've got to accept it tonight. But if they want to take it back, we don't really win the game. That's up to them. We've got to try everything we can to win the ball game. So that's all I got to say about it, I guess.
You're back at even, 5-5. It's been a long climb, hasn't it?
And that's still the most important objective in our football season, is to have a winning season. From where we started at 2-5, it was very bleak, and it still is not there yet. But unless we win the next one, we will not have a winning season. But we're making progress each week. We must improve next week to win or to end on a winning note.
Big one today. Congratulations, Coach, to you and the staff and the players.
It was a very fine football game.
Johnny Majors, his thoughts after the victory over Kentucky. Back to talk with players in a moment. Guys don't always get all the credit, but today, again, they control things on the line of scrimmage and help Tennessee win the game. Harry, again, I guess the plan was to come out and run at Kentucky a little bit?
Well, the first half, we threw the ball a lot, trying to loosen up the defense for the run, which we, did pretty well in the second half.
Again, though, it seemed like the offense was able to keep the ball away and move the ball down the field and keep Kentucky backed up.
Yeah, we were. That's what the game plan was, go ahead and run the ball out in the second half.
I guess the block punt for the touchdown sort of helped you get out in front and made things a little bit easier, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Kind of fired the offense up, gave us a big boost.
The offensive line the last 3 or 4 weeks has really played pretty well, haven't you?
I think we have, Bob.
What's been the difference? What's been the key?
Well, I say Jeff, improving from game to game. He's able to make his checks a little bit better. We got confidence in him because he has more confidence in himself.
All right, congratulations, Harry.
All right, thank
you. This is Bruce Wilkerson, another guy, a member of the offensive line. Bruce, you got to be happy with how the offense came out today and put some points on the board.
Well, I think we came out a little sluggish. Things weren't really working for us. And, we got one of our team goals. If at first, things go bad, go against you, just suck it up and put on a little more steam. And I think that's what the team did today.
Was there pressure on you guys today, knowing of the winning season on the line and the Liberty Bowl bid and everything?
Well, I think, the big pressure was handling the wide tackle six. It's a strange front because everything's wide and it kind of projects everything back to the inside. So it was up to us to get into our blocks and keep coming. And if we could do that, we was going to be successful.
Was the offensive line sort of get together a couple of games ago and just say, hey, listen, we've got to take control of this offense and move the ball a little bit?
Well, I think, we basically been trying to do that all year. We are the group that's got the most seniors and the most experience. So we was trying to let everyone ride on our shoulders until they matured and grew up, and everybody's coming along.
For the second week in a row, Terry McDaniel has an interception. Terry, you controlled Ransdale today, and the defensive front putting pressure on him, and then the defensive backs who made an interception and really kept him out of the end zone.
Yes, the key was the pressure the defensive line put on and the linebackers. With all the pressure on them, they have to release the ball very quickly, and we've had pretty good coverage on them all day.
Ransdale's dangerous if you let him throw, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's very accurate.
What about their wide receivers? Burbage made several great catches. Was he the biggest concern trying to control him?
Yes, I won't say he was the biggest concern. I'll give Pitt some credit. He was pretty good. And we just was out the whole woe of them, or the receivers as a whole.
I guess you'll be happy with the defense keeping them out of the end zone.
Yes, I think we came through pretty good today with the defense.
What about the Liberty Bowl? You excited about that?
Yes, we're excited about it, but right now I think we better look toward Vanderbilt.
Senior wide receiver Joey Clinkscales, 2 touchdown passes today. You went out in style, didn't you?
Right. It was the last home game, and, the seniors wanted to do something good and probably go out on a winning note. And, it was up to me to help contribute to that. And I did all I could to help the team win.
Again, it seemed like you got one-on-one coverage, able to make the catch and dance into the end zone.
Right. I got a little bit more single coverage today, and I did the best, I could do.
Well, did Kentucky give you a lot of single coverage of that 3 defensive back setup?
Right. They went to some single coverage a lot today. Usually in the defense they set up, they usually bring the ends out, walk the ends out, and go into some too deep. But we really didn't face a lot of that today in passing situations, and I was able to get the ball.
It's kind of special for the seniors, isn't it?
Right. The seniors have been through a whole lot. We won championships, and this year didn't start off on a positive note, but it was up to the seniors to help the team turn around, and we have.
Got to ask you about your headgear there. Where'd you get that head wrap?
Well, the first pass I called of the game on the Kentucky sideline, I took a shot to the head, and I have a pretty good sized knot up there, and I really couldn't get my helmet on under it, so I had to put a pad up there.
How's it feel now, though?
It feels better, a lot better.
A lot better, I'd say, right?
Right.
So Tennessee back to 500 on the season at 5-5 after his victory against the Kentucky Wildcats. Next week it's on to Nashville and the Vanderbilt Commodores. This is Bob Chessman reporting for the Tennessee locker room. Back to wrap things up in a moment.
28-9, there's Stroh giving the official invitation to the University of Tennessee. In your picture, Dr. Edward Bowling, president of the University of Tennessee, Dr. Jack Reese, chancellor of UT Knoxville, and at the right of your screen is Dr. Charles Smith, one of the vice presidents of the University of Tennessee. The invitation has been issued. It has been accepted. Tennessee Football 86 has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all that you do, this Bud's for you. By the Big Orange Forward Dealers of Tennessee. By the Natural Gas Utilities and Pipeline Companies of Tennessee. By St. Mary's Medical Center in Knoxville, caring for you with total health care. And by First American, where banking is still a people business.
Gentlemen of the Liberty Bowl and members of administration and volunteers, prospects, and others, I want to let you know that we're deeply honored that you have sent us this invitation. And I think I can speak for it. I mean, deeply honored and very appreciative. And I know those folks down the road probably think we've taken some things for granted when it was indicated that we were going to get an invitation. Well, I'll have you know, this is my attitude. We feel the number one thing we need to do is have a winning season. That's still our number one priority. This is an outstanding bowl. I've been there, and so have our administrative people. And Don, Coach Johnny, and a few other folks. Anyway, the most important thing is still have a winning football season. And I don't know what they would have, but if they don't want us after the next ball game, if we want us to win, you can take somebody else.
This has been a presentation of UTV, University of